my friends, how are you? And I'm Super Lazy Coder and I'm back with another video. So some of my friends requested me to do Python basics on my channel because I also want to do more data science related content and more tutorials on that. And for that, I definitely will be using Python as my basic language. I also thought that that was a great idea to start with. Well, before I start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, if you want to code in Python, you need Python installed on your system. And that is why I went to Google, I searched Python, and this is the first link that comes on my system, python.org. You can go to downloads here and just hit this button, download Python 3.9.4, and you can download it on your system. But good thing about Python is that there are many IDEs which are available for Python coding. So IDE basically helps you to write your code in a more efficient manner, and you won't have to remember each and everything. It will give you suggestions for packages, for import statements, etc. Hence I definitely recommend using IDE for Python. In my upcoming tutorials, I will be using IDE as well for writing my Python code. So I highly recommend you guys to install the IDE of your choice. You can see that we have many IDEs available here, but for my personal choice, I will use Anaconda. So what is Anaconda? Anaconda, as you can see on my screen, is kind of your data science toolkit. Okay, it is not one single IDE. It is kind of a platform which gives you a bunch of IDEs, and it supports languages like Python as well as R, which are mostly being used by data science professionals. Hence, I recommend that you can use Anaconda. However, I have used PyCharm and Atom and other IDs as well, and they are also good. So you can go forward with them as well. So if you are going forward with Anaconda, just go to this tab called as products and click on individual edition. Once you click here, just go down and click on download, and it will give you installers for your operating system. So I have Windows 64-bit, so I just downloaded Windows 64-bit, and you can see that this exe download has started on my system. So I already have Anaconda installed on my system, so I don't need it. So I will just cancel it for now. So once you have Anaconda installed on your Windows, and it is just a exe, you just run it and it will get installed. You just go to your start menu now and type Anaconda, and you can see that I get two programs here, Anaconda Prompt and Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so Anaconda Navigator, if I click on it, it will just open a sort of UI which will give you an option to select any IDE of your choice, and that will get started as a separate program on your Windows. Okay, so my system configuration is not that good, hence Anaconda Navigator takes a bit of time to start, and I will just not open that as of now. So another thing now, so if your Anaconda Navigator is a bit slow, do not worry about it. I will just tell you how to open your IDs individually from your start program menu. So first of all, the first IDE which Anaconda Navigator provides is called as Anaconda Prompt. Anaconda Prompt, I'm sorry, it's not an IDE, but it's kind of a command prompt, and it also looks like a command prompt now. I hope you guys are able to see it properly. You can see that in here we have base written. Okay, so what does base means? Base basically means that it's sort of a virtual environment, which means that all the installations in this virtual environment are going to be the part of this installation. So it is not so this system path which you can see right now, this is not the path of your Windows system environment. It is only part of a virtual environment, and the name of that virtual environment is base. Okay. Now, this is really important because it kind of helps you out to separate all your installations, your Python work from all other things which you are doing on your system. You might be doing some Java work, you might be doing some other work, so it's good to separate it using a virtual environment. So because you have this virtual environment, if you just click on Python here, you can see that there is a shell. And this shell thing is very important because if you guys don't know, then Python is an interpreted language. And that means that if you want to execute any code in Python, you don't have to compile it. You can just write the code and it will get executed. So I will just write here print hello, and you can see that hello is printed quite nicely on the screen here. So this is your Python shell. So you don't have to create a Python script to learn Python commands. You can just practice your commands on this shell. Now I will just exit the shell for now. Important thing about Python is that, and I think it's kind of a general thing with all programming languages, if you want to use some of their functionality, you most of the time have to download some package. Okay, so in Python we use installer called as pip installer. So you just have to write here pip install and the name of your library. So in my last video, I used pandas for my data science stuff. So here I'm just going to write pandas, and I will install this on my system. So you can see that it says that requirement is already satisfied. I already have pandas installed in my system, so which is kind of great. So hence you see that in this prompt you can get a Python shell, you can install all your libraries, and it's kind of wholesome, and you do not have to do specific installation of Python in your system. You don't have to set any environmental paths. You don't even have to install a easy pip installer on your system as well. So that was the tutorial for Anaconda prompt. Now we can just close it. And the next ID which Anaconda provides you is called as Spider. Okay, and believe me, it's not scary as it sounds. I already have Spider open on my system. You can see it looks kind of like a notepad here, and it has this sort of console. And what you can do here is you can clear the console here, and I will just open a new file. And here I will just write a print statement, hello world, same as before. And I will also write another statement like the channel name. Okay, so let's hit the run button here, and you can see that both my statements are printed. So basically if you have a huge Python file which you want to run at once, I think Spider is a good platform for you to work on it, because you can just write a whole Python file and then execute it. You can indent the file or format the file using this indent tab, and it's pretty easy to use also. So that was Spider. Now the last but not the least ID, which is called as the Jupyter Notebook. And this is probably is going to be the ID which we will be using in our future tutorials. So once you open Jupyter, then on your browser, it will automatically open a link called as localhost 8888 hash and /3. Just make sure that you do not have anything else running on this port, because I have observed it that Jupyter always takes a precedence, a priority, and if you have any other program running on that port, probably that program will stop working and Jupyter will be working fine, but the other program might stop working. So make sure that something else is not running on Jupyter. So I will just go to this folder called as Python script, and I will just click on new button here and click on Python 3. Um, so by default, Anaconda gives us the latest Python version, so which is Python 3.x. So now I have my Jupyter notebook open here. I will just write the same print statement, hello world. To execute this cell, you can basically click on the run button here, and you can see that it is executed. Or you can just I will copy it here and maybe hello world 2, and then the shortcut is shift enter. Okay, so if you hit shift enter, this cell will get executed. So Jupyter notebook is the best to work for data science professionals also, and it's pretty easy to work with as well for creating your models and testing it out, doing data visualizations. Hence, we might be using most of the time Jupyter Notebook to show you how Python basic commands work. And that was all, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and stay tuned for more such tutorials on Python. Thank you. Bye bye.